This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Greg Marriott, the nutritionist for Billy Joe Saunders out here in Texas and of course throughout his career. Greg, how are you doing?
I'm good, mate. I've just been asleep, to be honest. It's been a long old camp and coming here, not had much sleep last few nights, but no, just hit pillar. Went to gym and hit pillar, so I feel fresh, but I don't look too fresh right now. But I'm good, thank you.
Well, Greg, hopefully this interview will liven you up and make you feel kind of up for the night ahead. A lot to talk about effectively with regards to this fight, and the biggest talking point of the week so far has been around the ring and the size of it. Billy Joe obviously wanting a bigger one than what is currently in play. Just your thoughts on the entire situation first and foremost.
I mean, we walked in here and I got in that ring. Not that I really get in rings much, but it looked small, so I got in and I'm thinking, that's a small ring. And obviously we came in on Monday to just do a little shakeout, and apparently that was the official ring that they were going to take across there. So I heard. So I'm thinking, if that's the official ring, for one, obviously we're 18 foot, and for two, canvas it's not even tight. And I said to the guy, that's the exact one that he's going to do. Don't be told this.
No, that's right.
And then, so obviously we just said, are we going to be able to change it? And they said no. So obviously at that point, I mean, Callum Smith fought in a 20 foot ring, and obviously they're trying to pull. I think they tried to pull a fast one on him as well. Apparently, they tried to get him down to an 18. But you know as well as I do, Billy will have a 25 foot ring. I know people are saying, just get in. Well, all right, Canelo, you just get in there. You get in a 25 foot ring, and that's what I'm saying. It's 50-50. It's not like we're a mandatory challenger. Don't forget, Billy Joe's unbeaten. Canelo's not. Yeah. I know that his opponent's maybe better, but that's not it's what's at stake. It's his belt. Do you know what I mean? He's a two-time world champion, and this is for the unification. So we need to address it. So obviously negotiations went underway, and I'm being honest. Billy said to team, he said, listen, if it's not going to be the big what I want, which I don't know what it is in Billy Joe's mind. I honestly don't know. But if it's not what I want, I will walk away, and we will walk away as a team. Do you know what I mean? Because we aren't come here to lay down. We've come here to win, and we're not going to be pushed over by tricks of boxing. Gloves, this, everything else. And listen, there's a few other things that I've heard. These hotels have ears. I've heard it for myself. Heard a few things today. I'm just like, what people don't know. It's like, this is only. I reckon this is just the start of it. It's not good. But listen, biggest fight. This is going to be the biggest fight of this year, and God knows what's going to come next year. But it's I'm not saying it's sad to see, but let's just get it on. Let's let negotiations get underway and let's get on. They've been going on all day, and to be honest with you, I think we're still as we were this morning. I don't think there's any light in the tunnel just yet. So we're ready to pack his bags and go.
That's something I want to ask you about, Greg. You're saying there, you're ready as a team to pack the bags and go effectively. Is that 100% something that you guys would be willing to do despite the work and the effort that's gone into this camp, simply because certainly over social media now some people are starting to think it's more mind games than anything?
No, I said that earlier, it's not mind games whatsoever. Listen, we're not here to play mind games. We've done a 12-week camp. I ain't seen my wife, I ain't seen my children for 12 weeks, and so not everyone else has, but we're not here for of course everyone gets paid, but we're not here just to think, well, let's just take a payday. Neither is Billy, neither are we. It doesn't work like that. Billy doesn't need this. Billy don't need the money. He wants the fortune. He doesn't want the fortune and the fame. It's not like that. I remember once he said to me, if he could make a deal, he'd make a deal. If he could win in that ring, he'd make a deal to die the day after, as long as he got to say goodbye to his kids. And for a man to say that like Billy, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a proud man. He comes from a travelling community. That's what they're like. He's a fighting man. And for a man to say that, it's not about let's just get in, because it's an opportunity we've got. People love to fight Canelo. Wow, and when they get here, they give him too much respect and they fear him. He's just a man, and he's not unbeaten. So yeah, as a team, yeah. If Billy says, lads, I'm not fighting, we're not going to say, come on, Billy, we're here now. No, we're not going to do that. We'll say, fine, let's. No matter what hard work's gone in, the hard work that we've put in is so we can have a fair fight. We're not asking for a 25 foot ring. Do you understand what I'm saying? It can go to 25 foot. in the WBC. I think, well, they say 18 to 80 or 16 to 25. Let's meet in the middle then.
Greg, you've known Billy for probably as long as anybody who's out here currently with regards to being a part of his team. How has everything that's gone on in the build up to this fight you've had for talk about the judges, fans being in attendance where Billy Joe originally thought there wouldn't be, amongst other things that have been discussed? How has all of it played on his mind, if at all?
It doesn't for Billy. You need to understand Billy's a person. People that do know Billy out there, he's a prankster. Not that this is a prank, but I'm saying he's a prankster himself anyway. You can't get under Billy Joe's skin. Nothing can get under Billy Joe's skin. If something's happening and you don't want it, you say, not interested, see you later. And you don't lose sleep over it, you know. There's a lot at stake here, and the anticipation of these things going on, we knew anyway were going to happen, you know. So we're gonna. You want to play a game, and there's a game to be played, then we'll play it. And we're very serious, you know. We'll go to the end, you know, because there are games that are being played 1,000,000%. And I know there were a few comments that went out prior to this, I think last week or week before, you know, about Matchroom and different things, and you know, you'll have seen them with Billy Joe saying, you know, he don't feel like they're on his side, and I think that was just the start of things. And obviously, it's prevailed today that it is just a start, and things are gonna. I can't see this being the last thing either, you know.
Greg, just picking that back up there, my battery was about to die, so I had to quickly sort that over. Just moving forward with regards to Billy Joe, as his nutritionist, how has everything gone with regards to his camp? How is he feeling ahead of Friday the weigh-in, and of course Saturday the fight, provided it goes ahead?
Listen, everyone says there's been no stone unturned, you know. No camp was perfect. If someone says a camp's gone perfect, then you know, they're lying. You know, you always get little niggles here or there. You're not going to come out on social media and say, oh, this is what's happened. But no, it's gone as perfect as can be. Like I said, when he fought Murray, he knew that was a pre-fight for Canelo. In his mind, Greg, I'm going to win this. You know, I could do this in my backyard, he told me. Then listen, no disrespect to Murray, because, you know, he's a very, very good fighter. But, you know, there's levels in boxing. People say that Canelo's levels above Billy Joe, but we know that's different, and we'll see on Saturday. But no, this were a pre-camp. Then I think he had a couple of weeks off in Christmas, and then weeks were going into 3 and 4. And I had a word with him, and I saw him, and I thought, hey, he's just getting a bit big. And I wanted to catch him where he weren't putting too much weight on. You know, obviously he had 2 weeks off, you're going to put weight on, but I just saw that I didn't want to get out of our hand. So I said, let's go away. You know, so as a team we decided, let's get to Fuerteventura. And then it's been a productive camp for everybody. Every aspect of training, it's been a performance camp. It's not had to be a weight loss camp, which it has for Murray. That's why I said, well, he fought rubbish against Murray. Well, I'm not surprised. You know, like when me and Ben worked with Tyson Fury, you know, and obviously, you know, I got 10 stone off Tyson Fury with Ben, and it was like that were a weight loss camp. So every fight that he had, it was not really the Fury we've seen, because you can't perform if you're doing a weight loss camp, you know, as good as you want to. So for this one, it's a performance camp. We've actually had to hold him back. There's been 2 weeks where we're just peaking, and as a team we've said, right, we need to just, you know, take your foot off gas, because overreaching's all right. You can have a day off, but when you overtrain, you need 3 or 4 days off, and we just start to see that with Billy. So the camp went perfect. See, it was just performance, but he were going that hard, and his weight were perfect that obviously we just had to rein him in. So in respect to that, as you can see in his shape of social media pictures, I know shape don't win fights, but when Billy Joe gets in shape, you know, it's different. You know that he's serious. You know, he's not just rocked up fat. But I think you're going to see, I honestly personally think you're going to see another 50%, if not more, on a David Lemieux performance. I do honestly.
For you personally, having been in this camp through Fuerteventura, out to Vegas, now in Texas, how have you found trying to deal with and manage Billy's nutritional needs?
Like I say, it's totally different to a weight loss camp. It starts to get a bit boring when people come to you and say, oh God, I've got 3 or 4 stone to lose, because it is the same process for everybody. You know, the big in weights, obviously they're highly inflamed. You know, the body's in a toxic state, you know, so they can't really push, they can't really train hard because obviously injury prone with excess weight on you. So everything's got to be at low intensity to start with, and that just drags on. And obviously, you know, they look in the mirror and think, we can't see much happening. You know, they don't feel very good, and it takes a long time to get that fitness. But for this camp, it's been totally different. We've been able to actually say, right, let's go to a restaurant tonight, because usually it's like we're not going anywhere. He's been able to go to restaurants and have, say, nights off, but obviously his nutritional needs have still been met, but in a different form. You know, he's not had to have the restrictive, I'm saying restricted calories, but the restrictive foods, should I say? You know, it's been a universal foods. He can, in theory, not have what he wants, but it's been a lot better for him in variety. So yeah, it's been a lot different, and that mentally has changed Billy Joe's, you know, onset to this camp and outlook. So it's oh God, here we go again. He knows what's happening. If you've ever done a diet before and you think, oh God, I know what it takes to get into that shape, it's like, oh, here we go again. But for Billy, this has been new territory for him, because he's not had to do the same process of, oh, here we go, need to lose this weight. And I know at first, obviously, we were jumping on scales at 98 kilo, 99 kilo. That was me on scale. Put on, do you know what I mean? And they are the games. But moving into this camp, I like to get fighters around what weight they want to get back in ring at for at least 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, and he's been at that for a while. You know what he wants to get back in the ring at, what he's going to get back in the ring at. He's been at that for 5 to 6 weeks, so he knows that he's grown into his weight. So a lot of fighters, what they do, they never train at the weight that they want to be back in ring at. You know, so boom, they come back up, and your body just doesn't know what's happening. You know, so you either feel swamped. You know, and I think that's going to play a big factor as well. You know, he's fit and he's been at this weight for a long time. You know, so when he rehydrates and he weighs in, I think he's good for 20 rounds. And honestly, I really do. And that's the big factor. You know, when it is a weight loss camp, you are going to fade in the later stages. If you've had a weight loss camp, if you're good enough like Billy is, you fiddle your way through the fight. But magnitude of fight, and obviously Canelo is the opponent, he knows he can't get away with that, but he is good to go for 20 rounds regardless who's in front of him.
Final thing, Greg, before I leave you to enjoy the rest of the evening, I know you want to go get some food as well. We've heard rumours and seen reports about John Ryder's making his travels over here to the States just in case Billy Joe decides against fighting on Saturday night. Just your thoughts on hearing that news earlier?
I seen it on Boxing News, I think, unleashed it first, and released it, sorry. And I think John Ryder was always coming here. He was going to start his camp here, you know, so for his fight in June. So I don't think for 1 minute that it was going to be a replacement. I just think, you know, 2 and 2 together, and someone come up with 5, you know, kind of thing. So yes, he is coming here for his camp anyway, and I think it was just a bit more hype and a buzz around the situation. You know, I took over MTK's Instagram today, and I kept going live, but all I kept getting the questions were like, is the fight, and I couldn't get nothing done. But listen, the fight, I think, will 100% go ahead. Obviously, under what circumstances, I'm not sure yet. I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow morning. Eddie's landed, and I'm sure them talks are still underway. When people, obviously, MTK are obviously in bed, it's different times, but you know, this is a serious, you know, thing that's going on, and obviously I'm sure they'll get it all sorted. But no, I just think we're going to be in. I'm not in for a shock Saturday night. I'm not. When Billy Joe wins, and I say when Billy Joe wins, and I'm not just saying that as a team member. I honestly believe it. It's not even going to be a shock. I'm not going to go to bed and think, you know, wow, we did it. I always knew that was going to happen. You know, so. What are your predictions? Let me ask you, Andy, one question. Only stand on your heart. Come on, don't laugh.
I don't.
Listen, you know, just as a fan, as a boxing enthusiast, you know, just as a regular person, without being biased, what do you think?
I think the fans win.
That's not an answer, Andy.
It's all you're going to get from me, Greg. I just don't feel comfortable giving predictions on camera, because I don't feel that as a journalist I am somebody who people care to hear my predictions from. But it is a very good fight, and I believe Billy Joe has a very good chance on being successful on Saturday night.
That's a very good answer. I need to be more like that, don't I, Andy? I need to take some lessons from you. No, I just think. Listen, it is about levels, this game, and Billy Joe is world level. You know. And I mentioned this earlier as well. Who's the best, Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo.
Why?
Well, personally, I think they're both as good as each other, but I know what you're going to try and do to me here.
You see? So off camera, guys, the other day, he said Messi, you know? And I said, well, there's your answer. But obviously he said Ronaldo. The thing is, like I say, Ronaldo's... Well, listen, I'm not taking anything away from him. He is one of the greatest of all times. But he has to work and work and work and work to what he's got. Messi just shows up, 89th minute, and can win your game like that. Because he's just naturally got that gift. I'm not saying Ronaldo... I don't think Ronaldo's born with that natural gift like Messi has. Do you understand? So when a natural gift, you know, joins with hard work, what Billy has done, I think that's unbeatable. I really, really do. And that's what he's a natural born fighter. He's just elusive. I don't think Canelo's elusive and got that natural gift. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from him because he's an amazing fighter. But I just think Billy Joe's just got something else in his brain, like Fury has, what's just not normal. What you can't buy, you can't teach. And I think that'll be the factor on Saturday night. But then again, I'm going to be biased, or I'm going to sound biased because obviously I'm working with Billy Joe, and I've never seen Canelo, but that is honestly what I think is going to happen.
Right, Greg, we will leave that there now. Leave you to go get some food and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for your time, and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Andi, top man, appreciate it.